A quick review of the Duets open mic night, which was, it's now Friday, so it would be this past Wednesday. The Duets, basically, to give you an idea, is one of the rare occasions where I saw two forms of art combined. There was paintings and the visual arts combined with poetry and the written form of art. So it's a fairly unique, fairly unique exhibit and fairly unique experience. But the open mic night, honestly, I know what you may think, may or may not think, but the open mics, I have experience with them. Okay, for the most part, it's boring. Let's get this over with. It's a bunch of people in a room standing up there reading poetry. Okay, it's all great. Done. See ya. But this time it was something different. Matt Wolf and the New Bridge Group have the hosted, basically put on the exhibit in the open mic night, and I was expecting another one of those boring nights, but I was pleasantly very surprised, actually, right from the start when, when it was time to start. Matt knew how to get people's attention. He just started basically with a loud voice reading a poem, and which took a couple seconds, but everybody's like, that snapped everyone's attention to, okay, time to grab a quick seat, and we're starting. After that, Matt did continue, and I give him a lot of credit for this, because he didn't just stand up there and read from a list or read from a sheet of paper or a phone or a tablet. He engaged the audience, and what he did, just basically relaxed, had a conversation with everybody, and if he screwed up saying something, oh well, who cares? Nobody really cared. So it was a lot more of a conversational tone versus just reading off something. Matt did continue this style throughout the evening with introducing different readers, myself included. And after speaking with him after the event was over, he just basically went up there and said, okay, basically with the idea of, this is what I know about the person. Okay, cool. So it was something real different. The overall atmosphere was very relaxed. Honestly, it was not boring in the slightest, which I'm very thankful for. The only other main one I experienced like this was something called Hip Hop Collective, but you can check that review out on the website. Back to this, back to the Duets open mic. Basically, there was a large variety there. Yes, a few people did, because of their style, get up there and just read from a sheet of paper or, their phone or whatever. But the variety was really, for an open mic, it was really cool, because you had people, like I said, standing up, getting up there, standing, reading, boom. But you also had poets there who were actually involved in the exhibit, and a few of them did walk over to the the piece of visual art, stand by it and read it. So, and in fact, it was suggested that people do this because apparently, from what I saw at the opening, they had a large crowd and it just was not possible. So this gave everyone a chance to actually see and experience the poem with the piece of art itself. The variety was, it was not, from what I've experienced, a monotone pace throughout the course of the night. It went from high impact emotion from people like Steve Delturk. Matt did a great job. You'll hopefully see the list of names. Matt will be sending them to me. A couple others that, unfortunately, off the top of my head, I cannot remember the names. Please forgive me, I do apologize for that. but it ranged from high intense emotion to, you know, almost screaming at the audience, to acoustic acts, one of which was the poem, an acoustic artist musician who did the one poet, Remy, from a very long time ago. Unfortunately, I'm not familiar with that name. To Cleveland Wall and Steve Delter, basically almost flat out demanding and getting audience participation in their piece. To it was, I know one or two were part of a manuscript or screenplay that was being performed. So there was a good variety, and it did keep my attention. You know, at no point, and I've done this several times at open mic, especially with the poetry and spoken word, where, okay, go out for a quick smoke, come back in a couple minutes later, you know, no offense to anybody, but okay, really didn't miss anything. At no point during this time did I leave, you know, my attention, the entire performance show was able to keep my attention focused on where it should have been, which was on the individual performers. Like I said, Matt did a great job in his segues and transitions between the different speakers and the different performers. Everything was well spaced out. There were I believe 16 people, yes, myself included. I did get up for the first time in my life and do a live performance. Check the video on Facebook. It's not included in the on the website. But you know, so you know, that was pretty much a quick rundown review of it. Overall, I would have to give it a serious have attention, borderline excellent. An excellent rating, no matter what it is very, very hard to earn from me. But yeah, it is a serious at least have attention here, because of the fact of, and I'm not going to review individual pieces, even though I can just do a quick video clip and remember them. But the overall event was the variety, the way Matt pulled it off as far as his part of it, the individual performers and readers. You know, at points the audience had to actually, you know, literally turn around, whether they were standing up front and pointing to a specific piece or, you know, or whatever. So overall, I mean, honestly, this was the last one for the open mic that was going to try. That was, after this, I was like, you know what, I'm not missing anything. Hell with it. This is the last shot I'm giving it. But because of this one event, the standard open mics, you will see at least one more review of, or at least one more video article on. This one really kind of restored my faith in it. So, great job to everyone who performed. And yes, I did a review myself. Look me up on Facebook and look up my one post titled "Silent Warriors," and you'll see the review. And yes, I was honest and neutral about it. So, myself was the only one I reviewed on this. But everyone did a great job, and if you get a chance, if you're in the area, yeah, give it a shot. You know what I mean? If the format continues from what I saw at the Duets, you will not get bored. Prior to Duets, with the open mics I've seen, I would not, very low, if at all, on your list, unless you're really into poetry and spoken word. But if the format and the style continues like this, you know, as this being the baseline, what I saw, yeah, I'd suggest if you're in the area, you live in the area, you want something different, keep an eye out for these. Whether it's at a coffee shop, whether it's New Bridge Group, or whatever, because it's something something different you might want to experience once. Maybe, maybe not. I don't know what you're into. So, as always, thanks for checking out my video review. Thank you for checking out Valley and Beyond. And please, the links you will see, scroll down a little bit to New Bridge Group. a link to the actual event, even though it's past. And there are 15 video clips that I posted on a separate page. Please check them out. It is every single performer from this 30-second video clip from every single performer at the Duets. So please check everything out, as I always want you to do with every article or video article I do. So above everything else, please, above everything else, no matter where you live, be safe. And with the upcoming holiday season, try not to lose your mind too much. Thanks.